Hello everyone, and today we are going to start new chapter from Unit 1, the diversity of living organisms. The name of the chapter is Animal Kingdom, and this will be the last chapter from Unit 1 in biology. When you look around, you will observe different animals with different structures and forms. As over a million of species of animals have been described till now, the need for classification becomes all the more important. The classification also helps in assigning a systematic position to newly described species. Basis of classification. In spite of differences in structure and form of different animals, there are fundamental features common to various individuals in relation to the arrangement of cells, body symmetry, nature of coelom, patterns of digestive, circulatory or reproductive systems. These features are used as the basis of animal classification, and some of them are discussed here. Levels of organization. Though all members of Animalia are multicellular, all of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponges, the cells are arranged as loose cells aggregates. That is, they exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor activities occur among these cells. The the arrangement of cells, in coelenterates, the arrangement of cells is more complex. Here, the cells performing the same function are arranged into tissues. Hence, it is called tissue level of organization. So sorry. Still have higher level of organization. Animals still have higher level of organization, that is organ level is exhibited by members of Platyhelminthus and other higher phyla, where tissues are grouped together to form organs, each specialized for a particular function. In animals like annelids, arthropods, molluscus, echinoderms and chordates, organs have associated to form functional systems. Each system concerned with a specific physiological function. This pattern is called organ system, level of organization. Organ systems in different group of animals exhibit various patterns of complexities. For example, the digestive system in Platyhelminthus has only a single opening to the outside of the body that serves as both mouth and anus, and is hence called incomplete. A complete digestive system has two openings, mouth and anus. Similarly, the circulatory system may be of two types. Open type, in which the blood is pumped out of the heart, and the cells and tissues are directly bathed in it, and closed type, in which blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying diameters, arteries, veins and capillaries. Symmetry. Animals can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical, that is, any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is called radial symmetry. Coelenterates, ctenophores and echinoderms have this kind of body plan. Animals like annelids, arthropods, etc., where the body can be divided into identical left and right halves, is in only one plane, exhibit bilateral symmetry. Diploblastic and triplobastic organization. Animals in which cells are arranged in two embryonic layers, an external ectoderm and internal endoderm, are called diploblastic animals. Example, coelenterates. An undifferentiated layer, mesoglia, is present in between the ectoderm and the endoderm. Those animals in which the developing embryo has third germinal layer, mesoderm, in between the ectoderm and endoderm, are called triploblastic animals. Platyhelminthus to chordates. Coelom. Presence or absence of a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall is very important in classification. The body cavity, which is lined by mesoderm, is called coelom. Animals possessing coelom are called coelomates. Example, annelids, molluscus, arthropods and echinoderms. Hemi Chordates and Chordates. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouches in between the ectoderm and endoderm. Such a body cavity is called pseudocoelom, and animals possessing them are called pseudocoelomates. Example, Achelminthus. The animals in which the body cavity is absent are called acoelomates. Example, Platyhelminthus. Segmentation. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, in earthworm, the body shows this pattern called metameric segmentation, and the phenomenon is called metamerism. Notochord. Notochord is a mesodermally derived rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. Animals with notochord are called chordates, and those animals which do not form this structure are called non-chordates. Example, porifera to echinoderms. Classification of animals. The broad classification of Animalia based on common fundamental features as mentioned in the preceding sections in given figure 4.4. Okay, so Echinodermata exhibits radial or bilateral symmetry depending on the stage. So the figure 4.4 shows about broad classification of kingdom Animalia based on common fundamental features. So the important characteristic features of different phyla are described. So now we can see kingdom Animalia, levels of organization, cellular level. First type is cellular level and second is tissue, organ or organ system. So on the basis of cellular level, the phylum is Porifera, and on the basis of tissue, organ or organ system, the kingdom Animalia is categorized into radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry, and on that basis radial symmetry has Coelenterata or Cnidaria and Ctenophora. Okay, as the radial symmetry is then again categorized into or classified into phylum named as Coelenterata and Ctenophora, and bilateral symmetry into body cavity with like three types: without body cavity, with false coelom, and with a true coelom. Without body cavity are acoelomates, with false coelom are pseudocoelomates, and with true coelom are coelomates. So without body cavity, phylum is Platyhelminthus. With false coelom, that is pseudocoelomates, are the phylum is Achelminthus, and with the true coelom, the phylum is Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemi Chordata, and Chordata. Okay, so phylum Porifera. Members of this phylum are commonly known as sponges. They are generally marine and mostly asymmetrical animals. These are primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organization. Sponges have water transport or canal system. Water enters through minute pores or ostia in the body wall into a central cavity. Spongocele, from where it goes out through the osculum. This pathway of water transport is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange and removal of waste. Choanocytes or collar cells line the spongocele and the canals. Digestion is intracellular. The body is supported by a skeleton made up of spicules or spongine fibers. Sexes are not separate, they are hermaphrodite, means they are that is, eggs and sperms are produced by the same individual. Okay. Sponges reproduce asexually by fragmentation and sexually by formation of gametes. Fertilization is internal and development is direct, having a larval stage which is morphologically distinct from the adult. Examples is Cycon, that is Scypha, Spongilla, that is freshwater sponge, and Euspongia, that is bath sponge. Phylum Coelenterata. Coelenterata, which is also called as Cnidaria. They are aquatic, mostly marine, sessile or free swimming, radially symmetrical animals. The name Cnidaria is derived from the cnidoblasts or cnidocytes, which contain the stinging capsules or nematocytes. See, it is actually pronounced as cnidocytes or cnidoblasts, but the spelling is CNIDOBLASTS, CNIDOCYTES. So just remember, cnidoblasts, cnidocytes, which contain the stinging capsules or nematocytes, present on the tentacles and the body. Cnidoblasts are used for anchorage, defense, and for the capture of prey. Cnidarians exhibit tissue level of organization and are diploblastic. They have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening mouth on hypostome. Digestion is extracellular and intracellular. Some of the cnidarians, example corals, have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Cnidarians exhibit two basic body forms called polyp and medusa. The former is a sessile and cylindrical form like hydra, Adamsia, etc., whereas the latter is umbrella shaped and free swimming like Aurelia or jellyfish. Those cnidarians which exist in both forms exhibit alteration of generation, that is metagenesis, that is polyps produce medusae asexually and medusae from the polyps sexually. Example Obelia. Examples Physalia, Portuguese man of war; Adamsia, sea anemone; Pennatula, sea pen; Gorgonia, sea fan; Meandrina, brain coral. Now phylum Ctenophora, and its spelling is CTENOPHORA. Ctenophores, commonly known as sea walnuts or comb jellies, are exclusively marine, radially symmetrical, diploblastic organisms with tissue level of organization. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates which help in locomotion. Digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Bioluminescence, the property of living organism to emit light, is well marked in ctenophores. Sexes are not separate. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. Fertilization is external with indirect development. Examples is Pleurobranchia and Tenoplana. Pleurobranchia and Tenoplana. Phylum Platyhelminthus. They have dorsoventrally flattened body, hence are called flatworms. These are mostly endoparasites found in animals including human beings. Flatworms are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, or coelomate animals with organ level of organization. Hooks and suckers are present in the parasitic forms. Some of them absorb nutrients from the host directly through their body surface. Specialized cells called flame cells help in osmoregulation and excretion. Sexes are not separate. Fertilization is internal and development is through many larval stages. Some members like Planaria possess high regeneration capacity. Examples: Taenia, which is called Paenia, which is called a tapeworm, and Fasciola, that is liver fluke. Phylum Aschelminthus. The body of Aschelminthus is circular in cross section, hence the name roundworms. They may be free living, aquatic and terrestrial, or parasitic in plants and animals. Roundworms have organ system level of body organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and pseudocoelomate animals. Alimentary canal is complete with a well developed muscular pharynx. An excretory tube removes body waste from the body cavity through the excretory pore. Sexes are separate. They are dioecious, that is males and females are distinct. Often females are longer than males. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct. The young ones resemble the adult or indirect. Examples: Ascaris, roundworm; Wuchereria, that is called as filaria worm; and Ancylostoma, that is called as hookworm. Examples: Ascaris roundworm, Wuchereria filaria worm, and Ancylostoma hookworm. Phylum Analyta, they may be aquatic, marine and freshwater, or terrestrial, free-living and sometimes parasitic. They exhibit organ system level of body organization and bilateral symmetry. They are triploblastic, metamerically segmented and coelomate animals. Their body surface is distinctly marked out into segments or metameres, and hence the phylum name Annelida, Latin annulus, little ring. They possess longitudinal and circular muscles which help in locomotion. Aquatic annelids like Nereis possess lateral appendages, parapodia, which help in swimming. A closed circulatory system is present. Nephridia, singular nephridia, help in osmoregulation and excretion. Neural system consists of paired ganglia, singular ganglion, connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. Nereis, an aquatic form, is dioecious, but earthworms and leeches are monoecious. Reproduction is sexual. Example: Nereis, Ferretima, which is called as earthworm, and Hirudinaria, that is blood-sucking leech. Then is Phylum Arthropoda. This is the largest phylum of Animalia, which includes insects. Over 2/3 of all named species on earth are arthropods. They have organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, segmented and coelomate animals. The body of arthropods is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. The body consists of head, thorax and abdomen. They have jointed appendages, arthros joint, poda appendages. Respiratory organs are gills, book lungs or tracheal system. Circulatory system is of open type. Sensory organs like antenna, eyes, compound and simple, statocysts or balance organs are present. Excretion takes place through malphizian tubules. They are mostly dioecious. Fertilization is usually internal. They are mostly oviparous. Development may be direct or indirect. Examples: economically important insects: apis, honeybee, bombyx, silkworm, lacifer, lax insect. Vectors: Anopheles, culex and Aedes mosquitoes. Gregarious pest: locusta or locust. Living fossil: Limulus, king crab. Phylum Mollusca. This is the second largest animal phylum. Molluscus are terrestrial or aquatic, marine or freshwater, having an organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomate animals. Body is covered by calcareous shell and is unsegmented with distinct head, muscular foot and visceral hump. A soft and spongy layer of skin forms a mantle over the visceral hump. The space between the hump and the mantle is called the mantle cavity, in which feather-like gills are present. They have respiratory and excretory functions. The anterior head region has sensory tentacles. The mouth contains a file-like rasping organ for feeding called radula. Okay. They are usually dioecious and oviparous with indirect development. Example: pilla, apple snail, pink tada, pearl oyster, sepia, cuttlefish, loligo, squid, octopus, devilfish, Asplicia sea hare, Dentalium tusk shell and Chaetopleura, chiton. Now Phylum Echinodermata. These animals have an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles, and hence the name Echinodermata. Spiny bodied. Figure 4.14. All are marine with organ system level of organization. The adult echinoderms are radially symmetrical, but larvae are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic and coelomate animals. Digestive system is complete with mouth on the lower ventral side and anus on the upper dorsal side. The most distinctive feature of echinoderms is presence of water vascular system. which helps in locomotion, capture and transport of food and respiration. An excretory system is absent. Sexes are separate. Reproduction is sexual. Fertilization is usually external. Development is indirect with free-swimming larvae. Example is Asterius, that is starfish, Echinus, sea urchin, Antodon, sea lily, Cucumaria, sea cucumber, Ophiura, a brittle star. Phylum Hemichordata. Hemichordata was earlier considered as subphylum under Phylum Chordata, but now it is placed as a separate phylum under Non-Chordata. This phylum consists of a small group of worm-like marine animals with organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomate animals. The body is cylindrical and is composed of an anterior proboscis, a collar and a long trunk. Circulatory system is of open type. Respiration takes place through gills. Excretory organ is proboscis gland. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. Development is indirect. Example is Balanoglossus and Saccoglossus. Phylum Chordata. Animals belonging to Phylum Chordata are fundamentally categorized by the presence of a notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord and paired pharyngeal gill slits. These are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomate with organ system level of organization. They possess a post-anal tail and a closed circulatory system. Table 4.1 presents a comparison of salient features of chordates and non-chordates. So chordates and non-chordates. In chordates, notochord is present. In non-chordates, notochord is absent. In chordates, central nervous system is dorsal, hollow and single, and in non-chordates, central nervous system is ventral, solid and double. In chordates, pharynx perforated by gill slits, and in non-chordates, gill slits are absent. In chordates, heart is ventral. In non-chordates, heart is dorsal and is like, if it is present, then it is dorsal. Means it's not compulsory that in non-chordates every organism has a heart. Some have heart and their heart is dorsal. In chordates, a post-anal part, that is tail, is present, and in non-chordates, post-anal tail is absent. Now, Phylum Chordata is divided into three subphyla: Urochordata or Tunicata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. Subphyla Urochordata and Cephalochordata are often referred to as protochordates and are exclusively marine. In Urochordata, notochord is present only in larval tail, while in Cephalochordata it extends from head to tail region and is persistent throughout their life. Examples: Urochordata, Ascidia, Salpa, Doliolum. Cephalochordata example आहेत, म्हणजे they have given Urochordata examples as Ascidia, Salpa and Doliolum. And Cephalochordata examples are Branchiostoma, which is given in bracket as Amphioxus or Lancelet. The members of subphylum Vertebrata possess notochord during the embryonic period. The notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in the adult. Thus, all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Besides the basic chordate characters, vertebrates have a ventral muscular heart with 2, 3 or 4 chambers, kidneys for excretion and osmoregulation, and paired appendages which may be fins or limbs. The subphylum Vertebrata is further divided as follows. The Vertebrata is divided into Agnatha and Gnathostomata. Agnatha and Gnathostomata. So Agnatha lacks jaw and Gnathostomata bears jaw. So Agnatha is classified into class called as Cyclostomata, and Gnathostomata is classified into Pisces and Tetrapoda. So Pisces bear fins, and it comes under the class of chondrichthyes and osteichthyes, and Tetrapoda which is a super class which bear limbs, which it has classes Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammals. Class Cyclostomata. All living members of the class Cyclostomata are ectoparasites on some fishes. They have an elongated body bearing 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits for respiration. Cyclostomes have a sucking and circular mouth without jaws. Their body is devoid of scales and paired fins. Cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous. Circulation is of closed type. Cyclostomes are marine but migrate from spawning to fresh water. After spawning, within a few days they die. Their larvae after metamorphosis return to the ocean. Example is Petromyzon, which is called as lamprey, and Myxine, called as hagfish. Class Chondrichthyes. They are marine animals with streamlined body and have cartilaginous endoskeleton. Mouth is located ventrally. Notochord is persistent throughout life. Gill slits are separate and without operculum gill cover. The skin is tough, containing minute plus placoid scales. Teeth are modified placoid scales which are backwardly directed. Their jaws are very powerful. These animals are predaceous. Due to the absence of air bladder, they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. And heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. Some of them have electric organs, torpedo, example torpedo, and some possess poison sting, example trigon. They are cold-blooded, which is called as poikilothermous animals. That is, they lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. Sexes are separate. In males, pelvic fins bear claspers. They have internal fertilization and many of them are viviparous. Examples are Scoliodon, dogfish, Pristis, sawfish, Carcharodon, great white shark, and Trigon, stingray. Class Osteochthyes. It includes both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton. Their body is streamlined, mouth is mostly terminal. They have 4 pairs of gills which are covered by an operculum on each side. Skin is covered with cycloid or ctenoid scales. But this ctenoid is it is pronounced as ctenoid, but its spelling is ctenoid. Air bladder is present which regulates buoyancy. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. They are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is usually external. They are mostly oviparous and development is direct. Marine Exocetus, flying fish. Hippocampus, seahorse. Freshwater, labio, rohu. Catla. Catla means cutla, that one. Clarius, magur. Aquarium, betta, means like they are giving the examples of marine fishes, which are exocetus. Flying fish, exocetus, which is called as flying fish, hippocampus, seahorse. Freshwater, in freshwater example is labio, rohu, catla, clarius, magur, and in aquarium it is betta, fighting fish, and pterophyllum, which is pronounced as pterophyllum, but its spelling is Pterophyllum, which is called as angelfish. Class Amphibia, as the name indicates, group in Greek it is called as amphidual bios, life. Amphibians can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats. Most of them have 2 pairs of limbs. Body is divisible into head and trunk. Tail may be present in some. The amphibian skin is moist without scales. The eyes have eyelids. A tympanum represents the ear. Alimentary canal, urinary and reproductive tracts open into a common chamber called cloaca, which opens to the exterior. Respiration is by gills, lungs and through skin. The heart is 3-chambered, 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. These are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. They are oviparous and development is indirect. Example is bufo, which is called as toad, rana, which is called as frog, hyla, tree frog, salamandra, salamander. Ichthyophis is limbless amphibia. Okay. Then class Reptilia. The class name refers to their creeping or crawling mode of locomotion. Latin it is called as repere. Oh my god, what happened? Okay. Latin it is called as repere or reptum, to creep or crawl. They are mostly terrestrial animals and their bodies covered by dry and cornified skin, epidermal scales or scutus. They do not have external ear openings. Tympanum represents ear. Limbs when present are two pairs. Heart is usually three chambered but four chambered in crocodiles. Crocodiles are exception in reptilia, that they have four chambered heart. Reptiles are poikilotherms. Snakes and lizards shed their scales as skin cast. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Example is Shillon turtle, Testudo tortoise, Chameleon tree lizard, Calotes garden lizard, Crocodilus crocodile, alligator alligator, and Hemidactylus wall lizard, poisonous snakes, Naja, which is called as cobra, Bangaris, crate, and Vipera viper. Class aves. The characteristic features of aves, that is birds, are the presence of feathers, and most of them can fly except flightless birds. Example ostrich, they possess beak. The forelimbs are modified into wings. The hind limbs generally have scales and are modified for walking, swimming, or clasping the tree branches. Skin is dry without glands except the oil gland at the base of the tail. Endoskeleton is fully ossified, that is bony, and the long bones are hollow with air cavities, that is pneumatic. The digestive tract of birds have additional chambers, the crop and gizzard. Heart is completely four-chambered. They are warm-blooded, homeothermous animals, that is, they are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is by lungs. Air sacs connected to lungs supplement respiration. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Example: corvus, crow; columba, pigeon; Sitacula, parrot. Actually, it is pronounced as Sitacula, but its spelling is P-S-I-T-T-A-Q. Sorry, I'll repeat it again. P-S-I-T-T-A-C-U-L-I. Sorry, again. I'll repeat it again. P-S-I-T-T-A-C-U-L-A. Struthio. It is ostrich, pavo, peacock, Aptenodytes, penguin, Neophron, vulture. Class Mammalia. They are found in variety of habitats: polar ice caps, deserts, mountains, forests, grasslands, and dark caves. Some of them have adapted to fly or live in water. The most unique mammalian characteristic is the presence of milk-producing glands, mammary glands, by which the young ones are nourished. They have two pairs of limbs, adapted for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming, or flying. The skin of mammals is unique in possessing hair. External ears or pinna are present. Different types of teeth are present in the jaw. Heart is four-chambered. They are homoithermous. Respiration is by lungs. Sexes are separate, and fertilization is internal. They are viviparous with a few exceptions, and development is direct. Example: oviparous, Ornithorhynchus, platypus. Viviparous, Macropus, kangaroo. Pteropus, that is Pteropus, that is pteropus, flying fox. Camelus, camel. Macaca, monkey. Ratus, rat. Canis, dog. Felis, cat. Elephas, elephant. Icus, horse. Delphinus, common dolphin. Balaenoptera, blue whale. Panthera tigris, tiger. Panthera leo, lion. The salient distinguishing features of all phyla under animal kingdom is comprehensively given in table 4.2. So let us see the table. Salient features of different phyla in animal kingdom. So Porifera, First phylum is Porifera. The level of organization is cellular. Symmetric is various. Coelom is absent. Segmentation is absent. Digestive system is absent. Circulatory system is absent. Respiratory system is absent. Distinctive features are body with pores and canals and walls. Coelenterata, which is called as Cnidaria, second phylum. Level of organization is tissue. Symmetry is radial. Coelom is absent. Segmentation is absent. Digestive system is incomplete. Circulatory system is absent. Respiratory system is absent. Distinctive features is cnidoblasts present. Ctenophora, level of organization is tissue. Symmetry is radial. Coelom is absent. Segmentation is absent. Digestive system is incomplete. Circulatory system is absent. Respiratory system is absent. Distinctive features is comb plates for locomotion. Platyhelminthus, organ and organ system. The level of organization is organ and organ system. Symmetry is bilateral. Coelom is absent. Segmentation is absent. Digestive system is incomplete. Circulatory system is absent. Respiratory system is absent. Distinctive features are flat body, suckers. Aschelminthus is level of organization is organ system. Symmetry is bilateral. Coelom is pseudocoelomate. Segmentation is absent. Digestive system is complete. Circulatory system is absent. Respiratory system is absent. And distinctive features are often worm-shaped, elongated. Annelida, organ system. It's like level of organization is organ system. Symmetry is bilateral. Coelom is coelomate. Segmentation is present. Digestive system is complete. Circulatory system is present. Respiratory system is absent, and distinctive features are body segmentation like rings. Arthropoda, level of organization is organ system. Symmetry is bilateral. Coelom is coelomate. Segmentation is present. Digestive system is complete. Circulatory system is present. Respiratory system is present. Distinctive features are exoskeleton of cuticle jointed appendages. Mollusca is level of organization is organ system. Symmetry is bilateral. Coelom is coelomate. Segmentation is absent. Digestive system is complete. Circulatory system is present. Respiratory system is present. And distinctive features are external skeleton of shell usually present. Echinodermata, level of organization is organ system. Its symmetry is radial. Its coelom is coelomate. Its segmentation is absent. Its digestive system is complete, and its circulatory system is present, and its respiratory system is present, and its structure or like its distinctive feature is worm-like with proboscis, collar and trunk. I have mistaken. Its distinctive feature is water vascular system, radial symmetry. Then Hemi Chordata, level of organization is organ system, and so symmetry is bilateral. Coelom is coelomate. Segmentation is absent. Digestive system is complete. Circulatory system is present. Respiratory system is present, and distinctive feature is worm-like with proboscis, collar and trunk. Hemi Chordata, worm-like with proboscis, collar and trunk. Chordata, level of organization organ system, and symmetry is bilateral. Coelom is coelomate, and segmentation is present. Digestive system is complete. Circulatory system is present, and respiratory system is present. And its distinctive feature is notochord, dorsal hollow nerve cord, gill slits with limbs and fins. So we have come to the end of the chapter, and now just will discuss about the diagrams of the lesson. This was a very interesting lesson with many new names, and I was very excited to learn everything, the new things. So let us see the diagrams of this lesson. Okay. Oh my god, where is the first page? Okay, I got it. So this is the radial symmetry. Can you see it? It is the radial symmetry, and this is the bilateral symmetry. and this is shown as the germinal layers. The A diagram is diploblastic and the B diagram is triploblastic. So A diagram has mesoglia, ectoderm and endoderm, and the triploblastic has first is ectoderm, then endoderm, and then ectoderm, then mesoderm, and then endoderm. Then this diagram is diagrammatic sectional view of coelomate. This is A diagram is of coelomate and B diagram is of pseudocoelomate and C diagram is of acoelomate. So see, here you can see this diagram is of coelomate, this is pseudocoelomate, and this is acoelomate. Then then this A diagram of this one, this is a porifera. These all three are porifera. The first example is Cycon, second one is Euspongia, and C1 is Spongilla. This is Cycon, this is Euspongia, and this is Spongilla. And these are the examples of Coelenterata, indicating outline of their body form. First is Aurelia, that is called as Medusa. Okay, this, like, no, I guess I thought that these are 4 diagrams, but no, this is the outline form of the this one. This diagram has its outline form like this, and this diagram has its outline form like this. So this is the example of Aurelia, that is called as Medusa, and this is Adamsia, that is polyp, and this is the diagrammatic view of Cnidoblasts. And here it is the example of Ctenophora, that is Pleurobracia, Ctenophora pleurobracia. Then this is example of Platyhelminthus, which is tapeworm, and this is liver fluke. And this is the example of Aschelminthus, that is roundworm. The longer one is female and the shorter one is male. And this is the example of Annelida Nereis. First is the example of Nereis and second is Hirudinaria. Then this first diagram, these are all the examples of Arthropoda. The first is the locust, second is the butterfly, third is scorpion, and the fourth one is prawn. And these two are the examples of mollusca. The first one is Pilla and B1 is octopus. Okay, examples of Echinodermata. This is Asterius and this is Ophiura. Okay, and this one is Balanoglossus. Okay, yes. And this example, this diagram is of chordata characteristics. Nerve cord, notochord. You can see this is the nerve cord. You can see that this is the notochord. This is the post-anal part, that is tail, and these are the gill slits. And this is the ascidia. Okay, and this one is the jawless vertebrate, Petromyzon. This one is these two, A and B, are the example of cartilaginous fishes. First is Scoliodon and second is Pristis. And these are the examples of bony fishes. First is Hippocampus, that is seahorse, and second is Catla. And these are the examples of amphibia. First is salamander, and B1 is rana. And these are the examples of reptiles. First is chameleon, second is crocodilus, C is chelon, and D is naja. This is cobra, naja is cobra. Okay, and these are the examples of birds. This is neophron, this is crutio, this is psittacula, and this is pavo. And these are some mammals which are first one is called as Ornithorhynchus, second is Macropus, third is Pteropus, and D1 is Balaenoptera. First is Ornithorhynchus, B is Macropus, C is Pteropus, and D is Balaenoptera. No, let me see it again. Balaenoptera. So finally we have come into the lesson. The basic fundamental features such as level of organization, symmetry, cell organization, coelom, segmentation, notochord, etc. have enabled us to broadly classify the animal kingdom. Besides the fundamental features, there are many other distinctive characters which are specific for each phyla or class. Porifera includes multicellular animals which exhibit cellular level of organization and have characteristic flagellated choanocytes. The coelenterates have tentacles and bear cnidoblasts. They are mostly aquatic, sessile or free-floating. The ctenophores are marine animals with comb plates. The Platyhelminthus have flat body and exhibit bilateral symmetry. The parasitic forms shows distinct suckers and hooks. Ascalminthus and pseudocoelomates and include parasitic as well as non-parasitic roundworms. Annelids are metamerically segmented animals with a true coelom. The arthropods are the most abundant group of animals characterized by the presence of jointed appendages. The molluscus have a soft body surrounded by an external calcareous shell. The body is covered with external skeleton made of chitin. The echinoderms possess a spiny skin. Their most distinctive feature is presence of water vascular system. The Hemi Chordates are a small group of worm-like marine animals. They have a cylindrical body with proboscis, collar and trunk. Phylum Chordata includes animals which possess a notochord either throughout or during early embryonic life. Other common features observed in the chordates are the dorsal, hollow nerve cord and paired pharyngeal gill slits. Some of the vertebrates do not possess jaws, agnatha, whereas most of them possess jaws, Gnathostomata. Agnatha is represented by the class Cyclostomata. They are the most primitive chordates and are ectoparasites on fishes. Gnathostomata has two superclasses, Pisces and Tetrapoda. Classes Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes bear fins for locomotion and are grouped under Pisces. The chondrichthyes are fishes with cartilaginous endoskeleton and are marine. Classes Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia have two pairs of limbs and are thus grouped under Tetrapoda. The amphibians have adopted to live both on land and water. Reptiles are characterized by presence of dry and cornified skin. Limbs are absent in skins. Fishes, amphibians and reptiles are poikilothermous, cold-blooded. Aves are warm-blooded animals with feathers on their bodies and forelimbs modified into wings for flying. Hind limbs are adapted for walking, swimming, perching or clasping. The unique features of mammals are presence of mammary glands and hairs on skin. They commonly exhibit viviparity. Let us also read the exercise. First is, what are difficulties that you would face in classification of animals if common fundamental features are not taken into account? Second, if you are given a specimen, what are the steps that you would follow to classify it? Third is, how useful is the study of nature of body cavity and coelom in the classification of animals? Fourth is, distinguish between intracellular and extracellular digestion. Fifth is, what is difference between direct and indirect development? Sixth is, what are the peculiar features that you find in the parasitic Platyhelminthus? Seventh is, what are the reasons that you can think for the arthropods to constitute the largest group of animal kingdom? Eighth is, water vascular system is the characteristic of which group of the following porifera is a characteristic of which group of the following porifera, ctenophora, echinodermata or chordata? All vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Justify the statement. How important is the presence of air bladder in pieces? 11th is, what are the modifications that are observed in birds that help them fly? 12th is, could the number of eggs or young ones produced by an oviparous and viviparous mother be equal? Why? 13th is, segmentation in the body is first observed in which following fixed segmentation in the body is first observed in which of the following? Platyhelminthus, Ascalminthus, Annelida or Arthropoda? Match the following. And 15th is, prepare a list of some animals that are found parasitic on human beings. Okay, so finally we have come to end of the lesson, and never be doubtful towards your dreams. Okay, you have taken such a big decision and this is the best decision of your life, and you will definitely get successful in this decision. You know it. You are a brilliant student, Sanskriti. You will try hard for your dreams. You know that you love science so much from your eternal heart. Yes, that when you were small that you loved SST, but now it's totally different. Now you only and only love science, and it's really very interesting to learn the biology, the physics, the chemistry. It's really interesting and challenging, and whatever is challenging, I love to do it. And so always keep motivating yourself, and I'll definitely become a successful doctor. And this whole practice of recording all the videos of biology lessons will be making me more and more successful. I hope so. I'll crack NEET with a very good rank, and it will be a very much proudful moment for my family and for me, and I'm waiting for it, and I'll work hard like anything for myself. Thank you.